Shall we be off then?
Hello there, everyone. Apparently, by I guess it's like popular demand or unpopular demand or something, I'm not exactly sure. Everybody seems to be really, really interested in my experience as far as what I would do for a brand new game. This is kind of going to be a continuation of that. And as you notice here, we're going to be solo. We have no partner, so that's also by request. So we will not be running any kind of partner, and this is kind of what we're going to be uh, uh, paired up here. We picked up a whole bunch of items in the previous episode and different things. Also, we've got a couple of gifts here. We picked up Prometheus, and the DLC pre-order stuff gives you the Venus Claw, the Crimson Longsword, and the Cerulean Spear. Now, if you don't have these, you can switch up for the Queenslayer Blade. It's basically the exact same thing, just a little bit more weight. So here, this gets us quick. This gets us normal. If you want to be quick mobility, you can switch to the pipe, as that gets you pretty good mobility, as well as the Lost Bayonet is pretty quick, and it does have a little bit more damage here. And what you're interested in is the fact that you want to be going for the most slashing value that you can possibly get. I'm gonna kind of make this into a playlist, I think, as we go through the whole game here on the normal difficulty. And as you'll see, I mean, we're not gonna level up. I'll explain more about that a little later, I think. But I think this will kind of be a new playlist, so I'll see how it does, and if you guys enjoy it, just let me know, and we can continue this further, kind of on a one playthrough, with kind of getting everything organically as you kind of come across it. So we pick up Prometheus from Louis when he tells us about blood codes and different things, and what we're going to be interested in here is Phantom Assault, and simply just running to get Phantom Assault for later on if we possibly need it. There's no real reason to run Prometheus, as Caster is kind of the overpowered setup here. But if we wanted, we could run this as well. But also, if you don't have this, just go ahead and stick with Queenslayer Claw, as it will carry you pretty far through the next area, since we are going to be doing slash value, and we want to be doing slash as much as possible. So what you want to do is you want to head over to Shang right away, and he gives you the Den of Darkness. This explains it to you that you can do the Den of Darkness. So first of all, what we want to do is we want to teleport back home, and let's go ahead and drink some water. So this will be kind of interesting, as this will be kind of how I would go about it now, as opposed to simply just running through blindly on a first playthrough. So once you do have experience, the game kind of absolutely breaks down in normal mode, and I hope I can give you a good showing of that here with this playthrough. So here we head to the depths, and we head to the Den of Darkness for no reason except to pick up Ice Buff, as that is what we will be interested in later for the successor of the Ribcage. Okay, and there's no reason to be in here other than going for the mastery there. Okay, oops, and we're going to pick it up now, and this will help us. It can help us in here, but it can also help us just to have another full active slot there, or a passive slot. Whoops. So we want to go back to the Outer Crossroads. Now we could go pick up Shang's quests and this and that, but we're not really going to be too interested in chromes, as they're very later game kind of setups. Now I already went ahead and bought one of the chromes that we're going to be interested in, which is an EOS chrome, because as soon as we get Bridge to Glory, that will take the game to a completely different level. So here you will notice we don't have any items because we gave them all to EO, or most of them to EO, and we picked up one EOS chrome, and most likely later on that will be attached to the pipe or something like that. So that's kind of all prepping for what I would be doing later on. Here's a vivifier, but we don't need these as we shouldn't be needing these. So in the next area, you want to be doing lightning, blood, and slash. Well, as you noticed from our gift selection, we have very little of any of that, if at all any. So we have no lightning, we have no blood, slash, but we do have the Crimson Longsword or the Queenslayer sword, which are both slash, and we also picked up the heavy axe, as that is a slashing axe or hammer according to the game. So you could use that if you really wanted to. Excuse me. But since we don't have any kind of lightning damage, this will be all dependent on how much backstabbing potential we can get into, and hitting enemies from a distance. Which is why we're only going to run Prometheus until we master Shadow Assault or Phantom Assault. Shadow Assault and Phantom Assault look kind of the same, and we're not really going to be needing too many upgrades on our weapons or leveling up or so on and so forth. There's really nothing there for us at the moment. Okay, so let's go ahead and attract this fellow. Let's get adrenaline going. Now you can see that bloodshot is pretty good, even on this blood code. Okay, and we'll go for a backstab, and you'll see that with the Venus Claw, we are very well set up here to go ahead and enjoy a wondrous backstab journey. And the Crimson Longsword, since it is slash, it does really good damage. So that guy got a cheap shot with that dagger, but we'll go ahead and forgive him. Okay. Whoops. And that was kind of a cheap shot there. But we shouldn't be taking too much damage through here, but as you can see, it's pretty interesting that even if we do get hit, we don't take almost any damage at all, because it is normal game. Those two guys with the dagger and then the hit, that would have absolutely killed us on any kind of star difficulty, and it just would have wrecked us completely. So that's kind of the difference between the higher stars and the lower stars, is just the fact that your amount of damage that you put out onto the enemy needs to be exceptionally high. Otherwise, you just won't stand a chance. Okay, there we go, and we'll go for a backstab. So you can see that you can overwhelm the enemy even pretty effectively in normal game. You're not locked into a certain type of gameplay. You can do very well even from the very beginning here. Oops, let's pick up whatever that was. Okay, so we mastered Phantom Assault. So now we will go back to Caster, and let's put blood or ice buff on here, and we'll take Phantom Assault here. And oh, we can't use the Venus Claw, so well, that's really unfortunate. I need a Dex of C+. Okay. Sure, we'll go with the Queenslayer Claw. It really won't make too much of a difference, but as our slashing ability for the backstab, it's not a one-hit kill, but it definitely puts the enemy down. So we can, well, we don't need this actually either. So we can still put them down, so we can have some ability here to recover and do a gift before anything happens. So it works out in the end here with a backstab and a bloodshot. So Eh, we'll make it work. Whoops, whoops. Okay, let's go for a launch. And now we have ice buff on, but we don't know what that does for us as of yet. But it does it does help us out. Not very much, but it does help us out. Okay, so here we go. And now we got the big lady, so we used a heal there. Okay. And we'll dodge that. And we'll go for a backstab here. Put her down. Now she's weak to slash. So the buffs here, the gifts that we have are not necessarily what we want to be going for. Okay. But backstabs are definitely our friend for a very, very long time here in the game. But as you can see, we do have enough damage that we can keep up with her a little bit, but it's just kind of, you know, lackluster to say the least. Simply because of the fact that you have to do backstab after backstab after backstab. So Prometheus can be the superior blood code for the pre-order folks, simply because you have access to the Venus Claw, which is very nice. I mean, it does monsters amount of damage on a backstab at this point in the game, as enemies have 500 health or so on and so forth, and we don't have that much health either. So it can really, really help us out. Okay, and let's head down the ladder. Okay, and here we can get some free backstabs on these fellas. Okay, and I think that fella called everyone. There we go. We'll put him down, and we'll go for this, and we'll go for a bloodshot on this fella. Whoa, whoa, whoa. That was definitely not supposed to happen. His attack hits us from behind, so that's kind of weird. But we can go ahead and hit up the dogs here before they even become a problem. Okay, there we go. Okay, so aside from that guy there hitting us unwarranted in a sense, as you see, we only heal about 400 health, which is about one of these guys' hits. So it's definitely worth us making sure that we go for as many backstabs as possible to make sure that we are one-shotting these fellas and they don't get a second chance to put damage out on us. Now, if you'll notice, we only have a couple thousand ichor or haze. We don't have that much haze, and we won't be having that much haze at any point in the game. But we'll make do with what we have. Now, these fellas, you definitely want to backstab them and put them down very, very quickly, as you don't want them to get any kind of ideas about getting any kind of damage off on the player. Okay, so we'll go ahead and do this, and we will attract, I don't know, maybe this guy. And since we can do a healthy amount of damage on these guys for literally no problem to ourselves here, we can just go for kind of these sneaky little sneak-ups here on these fellas, and make sure that we don't take any undue risks. As we are running a solo run, you definitely want to lure the enemy at every step of the way to come over and attack you on your terms. Okay, and then we go for a backstab, and this is why the backstab ability is so shown at the beginning of the game when you start the first level. You definitely want to be doing backstabs, and they present many opportunities in the first level of the game to go for backstabs, and this is why, because it is the pinnacle kind of the damage type that you're going to do in your first run through. Now, in order to pick up the Hunter blood code, we have to do the invasion, so let's go ahead and do that, and I guess we'll go for poison, and let's get it going. Okay, there we go, and now the invasion has started. There we go. Okay. Whoops. Okay. Everybody seems to be... Oh boy. Let's go for a launch. And let's get out of here. And let's go for... Oops. There we go. And since we have the ice buff there, it definitely helps us out. Oh boy. There's people here. Okay. Let's hit him with a bloodshot. There we go. And dodge. Good. And a backstab. Okay. Now, these are still, you know, kind of difficult invasions, but they aren't as clenching as they are in the Road to 100 series. Good. And he's throwing darts at us. Good. There we go. We'll hit him. He thinks he's going to win this game, but he's not. But that's okay. And let's go for a backstab on this fella, put him down. And the ninja guy is coming, so we got to watch out for him. And let's get some damage on him. Okay. Okay, and we'll get a backstab and finish him off. And that will end the invasion here. So not too bad. We definitely did take a little bit of damage there. But more importantly, we got access to Hunter, which we definitely want to be going for ranged impact. And as you see, we still don't have any kind of reason to be giving up on our gifts here. But now that we have Hunter, we can go for Blazing Roar, and you can see that our Dart gift is slowly rising higher and higher. And we're still we're now normal mobility because we need to be down to 40 pounds. So if we switch to the pipe or the Lost Bayonet, we can be quick mobility now. And now that we have ranged impact with the bayonet, we can make use of those. And if we wanted, we could go for Phantom Assault as well with the bayonet. Okay, so things are looking up here at the moment, and we have over 10,000 haze, so that's very good as well. So the Bardache is a slashing weapon, and it definitely is encouraging us that you want to use slashing weapons through here. And so we will let this fella figure out what he's doing. Whoops. He hit us, okay. But not a problem. Now it will only become a problem in the kind of the next area. There we go. Okay, and dodge out of the way. Okay. And we'll slash the dogs down. And if you stagger the attacks, the dogs don't have a chance to recover, which is very, very good. Okay, so now we have the most wonderful thing of all. We have monkeys. But we can slowly shoot them down. There we go. And we just take our time here, going very, very slow, as these fellas will definitely ruin our day. Okay, let's go for a backstab here, and then we will go for a Blazing Roar, as that is basically the amount of I-core that we got out of that backstab, so not too bad there. Now there's nothing really here that is so amazing. It's just the method of going about it is maybe a little different than you might have done on your first playthrough, but this is kind of how we're going to be running this. So I hope it can help either new people or people who've been doing this a while. You know, they can maybe learn something. And we'll go for a Blazing Roar on him. Okay. And even though that was quite a bit of I-core there that we spent, it was not in vain. Haha, good pun. As it definitely encouraged him to do a running attack, and definitely didn't put us off kilter at all. So now this fella's going to run around the cars, so we'll go for ranged impact. Okay, there he is. And oh, I guess we didn't need to go for ranged impact, but that's okay, as our backstabs are extremely powerful at this phase of the game, especially when you're equipped with the Venus Claw. Okay, no reason, but we'll just head through here, pick up the hunter vestige, and we do need to get the hunter vestige looked at here, as it has access to there we go. It has access to Hunting Feast, Blood Sacrifice, and those two are very good later on in the game, but they are for vestige recovery only. So we could go for those, but it's not explicitly required at this point in time. Okay. And we don't need the Zweihander over there, as that will be not beneficial for us at this point in time. Okay, good, and we'll put her down, and then we will back up and go for this fella. Oh boy. Okay. Okay, good, and we'll encourage her to slow down here. Okay, and we'll go for another backstab, and the gunners are going to run over here, which is really bad, so we're going to... Whoops. Okay, so first death of the run there. Yeah, this bridge area is fairly difficult, as you definitely need to be on your toes in order to get through here. But that's why we stop here at the missile, and we open the door from the back. Okay, I guess we can go for these up here. These aren't really necessary, and neither is the blood veil, but it's maybe nice to have another blood veil. Now the Venus Claw will be something that will carry us through a large portion of the game. Oops, that was dumb. But you can see that you can make a whole lot of mistakes in normal mode, and you don't pay for it exceptionally hard, but it does pay. You do pay for it in the end, in small ways. Okay, so we'll go for her. Oh, and these guys they stagger their shots directly out of the gate there. Oh, no backstab. Oh, no backstab. Nope, no backstab. So that can be the real issue of this, of running this, is that you know, you definitely want to go for those backstabs, but it's definitely a skill cap, which is why I still recommend it, because it takes you to, you know, that higher level of gameplay, rather than simply just you know, grabbing the Zwei, fortifying it, and then being done with the game, as that is a pretty boring way in my eyes for how I would run Vayne, but you know, to each their own, and it is what it is. Okay, so we picked up another weapon there. That's nice. So every weapon that you have access to in the game, you as you use them, as you pick them up, you have access to purchase them later on from Rin. Okay. Oh, nope, I want this fella. There we go. Okay. Good. And then, so that's what I wanted before, was to chain backstabs off of these fellas. Like this. And that nobody was playing nice before. Okay. Oops. Okay, let's go for a launch. There we go. Even though we're about dead. Nope, nope, I want that backstab. There we go. So you should, whoops, I didn't get the dodge because I was still in the iframes of the backstab. So if you can chain backstabs off of these fine specimens back to back to back to back, you can, we almost had it there, but you can make it through the bridge exceptionally easily. But if you don't get the backstabs, you're caught in iframes at the end of the frames, and they stagger their shots and the potential of each setup in order to make you not be able to chain up the backstabs there. Alright, there we go. And we're picking up items and things along the way here, but it kind of doesn't matter. Okay, now if we want to, we can, oh, we're out of range. Okay, so we can encourage her to come on down this way, and she will run, and we won't have to deal with the gunners, but we will have to deal with that fella over there, as he's, it sounds like he's bringing some friends. There we go. So we can take her down very easily when it's just one-on-one, and she poses no real threat. There we go. Okay, and last backstab. Now we got 3 gunners to take out, and that will possibly pose a threat, but maybe not. So we'll go for ranged impact just in case. Okay. Okay. Oops. And if you get that backstab first, before that fella hits you, you can, as you see here, they kind of just present themselves to you as a backstab build. There's no real problem there. So there is the scatter shot, and we'll just shoot this fella. So here, oh, another new bayonet. That's very nice. So here you can see that we have pretty good damage. We'll wait for ranged impact on this lady here, and we can go for some very up close shots here, as all 5 of those hit her and pierce through, and it does some pretty good damage when you're up close like this. Okay. Okay, good. And she played nice for us there, so that is not a problem at all, which is very, very good. Okay, so now here we want to encourage this fella to come forward. Okay, he's not in range yet. Not in range yet. Not in range yet. There we go. Okay, let's encourage him to come forward a little more. Okay, and we'll backstab this fella, and we'll head on over to the gunner next, as he's going to be the one who presents the most problem for us. Okay, let's get him out of the way. There we go. Okay, there we go. And now we can deal with this fella with the shield on his own. And that lady's coming down the steps, so we got to get prepped and ready for her. Let's go ahead and heal one. Okay, so if I had my say, the first playthrough would definitely be a lot slower, and it would be a lot more deliberate. It would not be so run and gun. It would definitely take some finesse and some understanding before before each fight. Okay, let's go for a launch. Now that was supposed to be a dodge on the blood mist, as you can absolutely dodge that. But as you saw there, I was not able to. So we can pick up a Nightclaw here. This is nice to have access to, but if you have the Christmas order or the Christmas DLC from this past year, you get a Claw Veil anyways at the beginning of the game. So there's no real reason to get the Claw Veil here, but this is where you would pick it up if you would want it. And as you see, Claw Veils are usually high dex value, with at the same time they are high drain attack value. Okay, so we're doing pretty well here. Let's see where we at. Okay, so I'm not a very creative person, so I would think that this would just be called the I don't know, first playthrough run, or 700-hour playthrough, or something like this. I haven't quite figured out a name yet, but you'll see the playlist for it, and you'll know what this is called. Okay, so now that fella's blocking, so we have to dodge immediately. Okay, and we gotta get a backstab on this fella before he turns around with his shield again, and we gotta put that fella down quickly. There we go. Okay, okay. And these guys just kind of let us do whatever we want here. It's not a big deal at all. Okay. And now we are able to head on into the butterfly. Now the only gifts that we actually have that are useful is Blazing Roar and our slashing value from our slashing abilities from the slashing ability from our swords here. So we can go for the bayonet, or we can go for something like either one of these. Now the bayonet gives us the ability to slash and shoot at the same time and take advantage of ranged impact, but the Crimson Longsword is a much better slashing pattern, as the ability there of ranged impact is not exactly what we want to be going for. So we're going to switch back to Prometheus. Now it's kind of unfortunate that we're going to stay with this. We're sticking with Hunter, simply because of the fact that we can do Blazing Roar, Phantom Assault, and we can use the Venus Claw for higher dark value. Okay. Now, having a normal roll, that's okay. Just as long as we're not slow, we should be okay. Whoops. Now, we did pick up a Venom cartridge there, but we're not going to equip it because in normal game, it just doesn't matter. Okay, now let's back up. Okay, let's go for a Blazing Roar. Good. Okay. And dodge. Now you can see that our stamina bar is extremely wimpy. Okay, go for another Blazing Roar. And we'll do a dodge and we'll heal. Now this is the time to go for a Blazing Roar. Whoops. Simply because we're focused. Oh boy. Okay, let's back up and heal. And 1, 2, there we go. And let's go ahead and heal again. Okay. Now we're not even to our second phase yet. Okay. Okay, let's back up and get some stamina. Oh boy. And we'll go for a Blazing Roar here when we can. And we're too far away. Too bad. And whenever you dodge that attack, typically she will have the poison trail attached to it, like that. Oh, we're stuck up against the wall. And if you dodge always to the left in that double dodging pattern, you will always miss her. Okay, so let's go ahead and equip our anti-venom here. And oh no. There we go. And we'll dodge backwards. There we go. Okay. So we'll go for another Blazing Roar. There we go. That puts her down because it's crush value, and we can get some Ichor back here and get some damage. Okay. Now, whoops. Now we are. Oh, good grief! I can't dodge. Now we were focused there, so we should have been going for a Blazing Roar, as the ice damage will actually not allow us to do more damage. It will actually do less damage because she resists ice, so our overall damage will be less simply because we're using it. Okay, so let's see. Okay, let's go for the Sunset Sword. Let's see. I guess the Lost Bayonet gives us quick mobility, so we'll stick with that for now. And we'll pick up ranged impact, maybe just for the possibility that we could actually use it maybe once. Okay, so we'll go for a couple backstabs here and pick up some Ichor on the way. Okay, and we'll get away from that fellow here as he stuns you with his shield, which is not ideal by any means. So we were not a one and done there with the butterfly. But you can see at the beginning of the game here, stamina management is exactly the problem that we have to deal with, as we have very, very limited damage with, at the same time, we can't do much in the way of dodge and then attack again, and then dodge and then attack again. We're either dodging the attacks or attacking. We can't really do both realistically, so that's where Blazing Roar comes in, is that it is fire damage. Even though it's crush damage, it's still good damage because it's fire. Okay, so let's go for one here. So 1400, that's very good damage. Okay, so let's go for a shot. 667, there you can see, is pretty puny damage. Okay, so let's go for another Blazing Roar. There we go. There we go. And we'll wait for the poison trail to die down. Okay. Okay, and we'll back up and go for another Blazing Roar. Okay, good. 1, 2. There you go. And you can miss that entire blood trail. 1. Okay. Okay, let's back up. And we'll go for another Blazing Roar. Okay, good. And now she's down, so we can go for some Ichor here and slash attacks. Okay, let's go for a ranged impact and see what that does. Okay, not much, 600, that's pretty bad. Okay. And she's gonna fill the arena with poison gas. It's just like Arkham Asylum, right? Okay. And always dodge left, and you will miss her poison trail, or dodge right. Okay, let's go for a Blazing Roar. Oh no. Okay. Now this we definitely have an issue with. Okay. Oh, that was not what we wanted. And there you're getting into the death loop of her performing damage on you. Oh boy. Oh boy. Yep, we're dead. That was unfortunate. So the poison at this point is if you get stagger locked into that poison trail of any kind, it can absolutely wreck you. So this is where you know, the death loops can start and begin. And even though adventuring is not exceptionally problematic, the Ichor recovery possibilities here early in the game are absolutely a problem, which is why most adventuring happens to be oh good grief, these guys are playing really poorly here. That's why most adventuring that's done is done with just the two-handed swords, as it is you know, it can be a superior way to play early game, but it's definitely not as fun for me in that case. So we'll just put these guys down as they're being a little mischievous there, running around and slashing us to bits. So we'll go ahead and heal one, simply because I don't want to enter the fight in a damaged state. Okay, so we have one more anti-venom, and then we're going to be kind of, you know, in a bad way here. So for the butterfly, you want to try and stay as much as you can in the middle of the arena. As I did not dodge there, and we're dead. So let's just ignore her, and let's run over here so we don't have to get our haze from the area. So that was kind of dumb. That dodging through the poison balls is definitely just an error there on my part. Okay, so you can see that running these setups, it's all about execution. It has nothing to do with the gameplay. It has nothing to do with what blood codes you have available to you. It has nothing to do with you know, what setups you can go for. You do have to, though, kind of in some way pay a small attention to the weakness, and for her it's slash fire, which is why we're going for slash and we're going for fire, but you know, it still doesn't answer the question of how do you get more damage on her early on. But as you can see there, it's very problematic to be able to get good damage on her early. Okay, so that was a dumb dodge frame there. Okay, and we'll go for another Blazing Roar. There we go. Okay, and always dodging backwards. Okay, good. Okay, and we're okay. Oh, good, that hit her. And now dodge left. Oh, good grief. Okay. Well. Okay. The option here is a sound strategy, and it is the way that you want to go about it. It's just, you know, it's all, like I said, it's all down to execution. So dodge left, and, you know, we're just not executing very well here. Okay, so we'll dodge out of that, and dodge into this, and we'll go for another blazing roar. Good. Okay, and going for I-core shots, you can see there that's 200 damage. That's really, really wimpy. Okay, and we definitely want to be getting her to a phase here where we can get some slashing strikes in here. Oh, good grief. Her and her poison bubbles. It's really annoying that it chases you around the arena. Okay, oh, great. Now we're focused, so we can get some good damage there out of, oh, heal? No. Okay, heal. And, okay, and heal. Okay, and we're still alive. Oh, good grief. And that is the problem there with the poison option that she's got going on here. And you can see that she tries to keep you at a minimum of stamina at all times, simply because she, you know, is doing really, really good damage at all times. So if we go for the Crimson Longsword here, we don't have access to Blazing Roar. So if we go for Caster, we don't meet that requirement. We don't meet this requirement. So we're kind of in a really bad way here at the beginning of the game. But in the event that we do need something, Hunter is the best option that we have in front of us here. Now, as you see, the only thing we're going for is Blazing Roar. It just is the option of choice here. Now, if we go for this, we will be normal mobility, and there's nothing we can do about that. We could be normal mobility up to all of these, and you can see here that once you pick up the GXH Assault, it can be a very, very good blood veil for running against the butterfly. And you know, she is fairly difficult, and it's not about you know, the fact that you can do a one-shot on her, but it's simply learning the attacks of the enemy and figuring out what you need to be doing. As you can see, we're out of anti-venoms now, so we definitely are just on our own here to execute effectively and quickly. Now you see there we did 25 damage. Okay, so 172. So we definitely have almost 0 damage with our sword. Okay, let's back up here, get some stamina back, and go for a Blazing Roar from the back. There we go. There we go. Okay. Okay. And you can see that the slashing pattern of the Crimson Longsword or the Queenslayer sword is exceptional compared to the Lost Bayonet. Okay, we'll go for another Blazing Roar. Good. Let's slash her for some I-core there. That's good. And Bloodshot does almost nothing. Bloodshot's almost like a bayonet shot. Oh, good grief, come on. Okay. And we'll go for a Blazing Roar. Since we are focused, we do 30% more damage. Okay. And more poison balls. My favorite. There we go. Okay. And we'll go for a Blazing Roar right underneath her. Oh, come on. I was staggered and out of stamina. How excellent. So you can see that just the amount of time here that it takes to go against her with absolutely the weakest setups and weapons and everything here, which this is the point in the game where you start thinking like, am I paired correctly, or is this just a battle of attrition, or do I need to level up, or do I need to do something of difference? The answer is kind of yes to all of those, but the other answer is simply just getting better actually also can be where the majority of the gameplay lies. Okay, and we'll go for Blazing Roar. And as you can see, we have pretty good damage on Blazing Roar if we can just win the attrition game here. But as that is the problem, we're constantly missing stamina and such. We could go for stamina stimulant from the hunt ranger tree, and that would help us considerably. But we'll soldier on with this. Okay. Let's get some ichor here. Good. And now she's gonna go and do crazy things here to us. Okay. Okay. And we gotta wait for that ball to expire. Okay. And go for a Blazing Roar. So every time that Blazing Roar comes off a cooldown, you absolutely should be using it. Now the problem is are you in a position where you can use it and it doesn't have any adverse effects to it? Now there we were swinging into the air, and we could not hit her as she was up in the air. So that is a very big problem. Good, we're focused. That gives us more damage. Okay. Let's run away from the poison ball. It's always a problem. Okay. Let's go for a Blazing Roar. Good. And back up, back up, back up. Let's go ahead and heal one, as we don't want to be caught out in any bad way. Okay, let's go for a Blazing Roar. We might be able to hit her. Good. And what's she gonna do? She's gonna charge. Okay. And let's dodge out of that and dodge into her. Go for some slashes and back up. Okay, another poison ball. That's okay. Now the poison ball's there, so we'll go for a Blazing Roar. And she's doing that. Now we have one more Blazing Roar available to us before we have to go for all kinds of attacks. Okay. Now we're out of stamina, so even though we were in a position there to attack her, we could not because we were out of stamina. Now we're building up our ichor again, so that's very good. Okay. Good. And when the poison goes away. Okay, good. Good, and Blazing Roar, since we're focused, and good. Okay, so that should put her down. So, as you can see there, it just takes a little bit of focus and a little bit of wherewithal to simply just power through it. So, that's kind of how I would approach the butterfly area and the parking deck and everything. So, hope you all enjoyed that, and we'll be continuing on into the next area next. I don't know if that'll be the Despot or the Executioner, so I guess just stay tuned and see what we'll do next.